So, we've never played this game before. We are playing Thomas Was Alone. Welcome in, everyone. We are live with another game for the retro season. Thomas Was Alone. I don't know much about it, but we're going to find out. Hope you are all well. Let's see here. There, we got our cat cam going. All right. Well, let's get started. Don't know why it says resume. The program was a failure. People forget this. It was a massive flop. The coders stared at adding name strings and AIs as a joke. Thomas at 23612 wasn't special. It was just an AI in the right place at the right
Thomas
time.
Was alone. Wow. A weird first thought to have.
Huh.
Thomas decided to start listing his observations for posterity. 1. The whole alone thing. 2. Portals. They led somewhere. He'd yet to work out where. 3. Falling. Thomas was absolutely fantastic at falling. He was almost as good at falling as he was at observing.
Okay.
Okay, interesting. Thomas couldn't fall past this block. Think, damn it, think.
On the first achievement,
What
pick
if there
up
was
and
some kind of
spawn.
inverted fall? Some way to... what's the word? Jump. A big jump. But Thomas...
Oops.
This all seemed a little dangerous. The world... This all seemed a little dangerous. The world was not to be trusted. It was unstable, and it seemed to Thomas that it could let him down at any moment.
Alright, so we got tutorials going on here.
Thomas wondered whether the portals were actually taking him anywhere. He felt like he was making progress, but there wasn't really any way to know. He seemed to be moving predominantly up and to the right, which might, or might not, be important. It might have been paranoia again, but Thomas could have sworn the world was becoming more complicated. It always seemed to be one step ahead of his skills. It had been designed just for him. He wondered why. Was the world testing him? No. Too obvious.
Alright. Got some sort of...
Something about the boiling, toxic, glowing water intimidated Thomas. He didn't like it. He certainly didn't want to swim in it. He made another mental note. 4. Water.
Pass
Not
through
good
respawn
to be
points.
avoided.
Characters. Favorite per character's progress. Okay.
The loneliness was getting to Thomas. No amount of observation or obsessive note-taking could combat that.
Had to check on that side to make sure there wasn't any things to get. Ugh. Wish the controls were a little more responsive. Okay, so it's like a platforming maze. Oops. Figured I'd see what was there, if anything. Okay, so we have like a jump of 2 blocks there. Like upward. Level 10.
Thomas had a new theory. The world was training him. He could feel himself getting smarter. There was the mental list to consider. Over the minutes and
Sheesh.
seconds since his spontaneous generation, he'd become a pretty skilled jumper.
Mm-hmm.
He was evolving. He just wished he had someone to share it with.
But of course, he was alone. Alright. Begin array. We had hundreds of bug reports that told that idiot this would happen. Overlapping scripts, more than one AI bound to be spawned in an environment at some point. Turns out I missed the point. That little error changed everything.
Chris took an immediate and deep dislike to the skinny red rectangle. Who the hell did this Thomas think he was?
Oh, interesting.
Chris had been doing fine. He wasn't the highest jumper, but he'd held his own. He'd even been graceful at times. Well, not technically graceful. It's probably the wrong word, but you know, fine. There was that skinny little runt leaping about like he owned the place.
Well, the game is named after Thomas. Alright, this music is a little too relaxing.
Okay, this was more like it. A glowy white thing. Only Chris could get to it, which of course made it all the more enticing. What would it do? What new opportunity might this switch open up to him?
What's up, Invis? Welcome in.
Great. Another chance for Thomas to jump slightly higher than Chris. How fortunate. Seriously, this made the whole switch pressing thing entirely worthwhile.
Hooray. You pet the cat.
Was this good? Because on the surface, it did not seem good. Chris was pretty scared. Little Red seemed fine, happy to be on his merry little adventure. Chris couldn't shake the feeling that things had taken a significant turn for the worse since Thomas had joined him. Sure, he'd been able to piggyback his way to ever so slightly higher platforms, but where had that got him? Well, to ever so slightly higher platforms, which was sort of his point.
Hooray. This is called Thomas Was Alone. Oops. Oops. Come on.
Chris stared at Thomas with pure hatred. He seemed so very happy at their situation. Friends together, a brave fellowship of quadrilaterals on a quest for greatness. That would be fine. But it was all the obvious observation that Thomas was doing which grated. Every time they saw something vaguely new, Chris would hear a satisfied little from the vaulting idiot. He hoped the next portal would split them up, if only for a few levels.
Oops. That was close. So far so good. Did a little bit of work. And then... Now, playing this. Oh, you bastard. How about you? Wait, we got a third one?
John knew. He knew that this was his chance. A moment to shine. This was game day.
The gym. Oh. That spacebar really jumps. There we go. Your body is sore, I believe it.
This would not do. John needed room to show off his exceptional skills. As it was, he was trapped on the wrong side of these little dot things. Where did they come from, anyway?
We did it. Yeah, I bet your body's sore after working out.
John inhaled the air of the open space, and it smelled of awesome. Time to flex those muscles, to put his training to use, time to show those little dots how it was done.
It doesn't like respond when I jump right away, which is annoying.
John decided to press the switch to let the little dots catch up with him. John cared for his new allies. You could tell from the sympathetic expression he practiced in the mirror all these years.
Thomas Was Alone is not responding. It just died. It doesn't like to be knocked out of full screen mode.
John inhaled the air of the open space, and it smelled of awesome.
Oh, I didn't
Time
like that
to
one.
flex those muscles, to put his training to use. Time to show those little
It
dots
does, yeah.
how it was done. John decided to press the switch to let the little dots catch up with him. John cared for his new allies. You could tell from the sympathetic expression he'd practiced in the mirror all these years.
Vito, welcome in. It might be the same voice, actually, Ruben. Yeah, Benji the kitty. Hadn't thought about this game in years. Had fun with it around release. Oh, nice. How long is it, Kibito?
John was happy to keep helping. He felt it was important to his image that he was seen to help the little guys.
That game. Okay, we've got 2 triggers I can use. Oh no. Just looked it up. I do. Says 100 levels. Oh.
he didn't mind them so much either. The red one, Thomas, had a charming way of applauding every time John jumped.
What level are we on? I don't know. An additional pack level called Benjamin's Flight that includes 20 more levels. Nice. By, if you're saying 1.9, that means that's where we're at right now, I assume. Yeah, I believe that's 19. I believe you have it correct.
The angry orange one was less immediately likeable, but his unremitting cynicism and tutting amused John.
Oh my gosh. Oh, there's a thing there. Almost missed it. Wait. On the second achievement pickup in a way. Nice. Hooray. 1.10.
This was interesting. A floating target. This would require coordination, balance, and timing. John was sure the dots would be lost, but he was happy to guide them to triumph.
Okay. I could have just jumped up. Alright. Let's just skip all that.
Maybe that's what the dots were for. They were there to extend John's reach, to make his performance even more impressive. John liked the thought. He decided to keep them.
I'm gonna keep ya. There we go. Origin done. Yeah, we've got Thomas. Initial group possessed similar variations in size and strength. More complex configurations were inevitable as the era spread.
So, this was how
Claire.
She knew it would happen eventually. She was rubbish at jumping, and she moved slowly. She felt a little like her continued existence was breaking some kind of natural order. The crumbling pillar was a dramatic death, she supposed. Wait, what?
She can float.
Couldn't shake the feeling that she was not, in fact, dead. It was at that moment that Claire realised she had superpowers. She'd need a cape. There was no getting around that. You couldn't be a superhero without a cape. Claire didn't want confusion. If you saw a cape, that made matters clear. You knew what you were dealing with. Claire was all about communication. And, you know, floating in water, which was her superpower.
Oops. Nice. I love that the text is not disappear off the screen when you go off the side. Yeah.
I'm Claire, and I will save you.
All right.
Needed to come up with a superhero name as soon as possible. Claire was rubbish.
And then we can all ride and Claire to safety. All right.
Claire arrived just in time, which was, of course, the perfect moment for superheroes to arrive.
Get on me, buddy.
As the water began to rise, Claire vowed to save this little rectangle in as many restarts as it took.
Challenge accepted.
Claire wondered.
Oops.
Claire arrived just in time, which was, of course, the perfect moment for superheroes to arrive. As the water began to rise, Claire vowed to save this little rectangle in as many restarts as it took. Claire wondered
There we go.
if Thomas would make a good sidekick. Claire arrived just in time, which was, of course, the perfect moment for superheroes to arrive.
Well, we got the collectibles, so now we're good.
As the water began to rise, Claire vowed to save this little rectangle in as many restarts as it took.
Yeah, I'm getting close to there too, my friend. Have a good night.
Claire wondered if Thomas would make a good sidekick. Or was she more the lone Avenger type? She'd like that. The sole hero in a world of rectangles and conveniently placed pools of toxic water.
Nice.
The others told Claire that staircases were a bit of a fixture here. Claire wondered why the world made it so difficult.
I hear you, Claire. There we go. There we go. Oh.
Claire probably needed a nemesis, a villain who would show their true colours at the worst possible moment, hurting all she held dear.
I'm very
Chris was
sleepy.
the most obvious choice. He seemed stroppy enough, and his jump was so pathetic that it conveniently avoided Claire's insecurities. Yes, Chris. Diabolical Chris. The fiendish Christopher.
All right. Okay. Hooray.
Wait. Where had Chris gone?
I think I'm gonna call it at the hour mark.
Plotting Claire's downfall? Claire was honest, and she had to be because she was a superhero. This was a troubling turn of events. Still, there were reasonably sized bodies of water to cross.
Nice. Rip. Yeah, I'm getting tired. What a short stream. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call it. I'm not able to stay awake. Like my eyes keep drifting. So I'm gonna listen to my body here, folks. and call it a night. But I am enjoying this game. Looking forward to seeing it through. JD is just taking a lot out of me. So we're gonna call it. All right, let's do a raid into Goonie. For he's got community night tonight. And we can throw it that way for sure. Maybe play a couple rounds of Marble before we go to bed. So Kavito, Invis, anybody who's lurking, thanks for following or thanks for logging in and being a viewer. We'll see you real soon. We might stream tomorrow. We might not, depending on some things. I will be away for most of the weekend. We're going to be in New York City for pleasure this time, not business. So yeah, it's going to be a busy weekend. But we'll get to some more Thomas Was Alone, if not tomorrow, maybe later on in the weekend, or if not, Monday. We'll talk to you when we see you, and have a good one. Bye.